afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Westwall. Between the West, we got Nightcloud fighting here for Germany, the Oberkommando West for the 1st SS Panzerdivision Leibstandarte, versus in the East, we got Nazibbq fighting here for America, freedom, and democracy. Fighting here for the 4th Infantry Division, holding the lines as the Germans' assault begins. Looking at elite armoured scavenge doctrine and special operations with triple infantry, certainly some emphasis on armour movements for Nightcloud versus Armour Company, Heavy Cavalry and Rifle Company. Both players sort of having largely sort of meta setups there with some slight deviations then, also infantry and the pack counter bulletins. Interesting. Double rifleman there for Nazibbq as he heads towards the west. And for Nightcloud, we get a Kuhwagen start here, followed up with some Fultz Grenadiers. The Kuhwagen taking down the northern path. The Waffen-SS, they actually prefer the Schwimmwagen over the Kugelwagen. That's actually a little fun detail there. As to why, I can't specifically remember there was a reason, but I'm sure there was one. Probably because they prefer, the idea of sort of having more mobility and flexibility. It could also just be, an aesthetic thing, They liked its rounded shape more, for all I know. We got Volksdev arriving for Nightcloud. We got Aviation splitting up, Riflemen setting up there as well. So both sides are sort of going up very aggressively across the map, and certainly both armies here are certainly the more aggressive. So that certainly does make sense. I mean, since there'd been a Wehrmacht player splitting up so aggressively, I probably have called foul. But there you go, third rifle squad there for Nazibbq. Neither player bothers yet to use a doctrine. We can see there's a bit more emphasis on the eastern side. He's going for the fuel and the air territory around it. In the south, variations there being suppressed and pushed back, or not suppressed, but just repulsed by the Sturmpioniere with their Sturmgewehrs. The Sturmgewehr 44, so named by the Führer, that is the Sturmgewehr part. Once he saw it, though he'd rather dismissed the idea previously, and they sort of kept on with the project in secret. First it's the Machine Karabiner, then later it became the Machine and Pistolen, and then finally it became the Sturmgewehr. So, quite a bit of testing then on the eastern front. But overall, I believe the impression was quite good. I'm less sure about how they would have organised those tests on the Eastern Front. Like, what would the organisational level sort of been going on with that there. So that's a little sort of, well, unknown, I would say. We got Riflemen charging to the Fultz, we've got more Fultz arriving here, taking some damage here. 2 Fultz are gunning down there. At the same time, we've got Riflemen charging in here. This could actually end up here as Nightcloud's loss. At the same time, pushing up, going for the CoH point. Very nice move there by Nazibbq, ignoring the Sturmpan, going for the vulnerable points, while at the same time pushing further here. They've got a Kuhwagen going straight for the fuel point there, might draw away some forces away from elsewhere, but certainly Nightcloud suddenly having a bit of a rough start. We've got the Sturmpan now operating behind Nazibbq's lines, so both players obviously sort of harassing each other. We got a mortar on the way there for Nazibbq and the 4th Infantry Division. Nightcloud's full scores there diving out. We've got nothing further going on for him though. Shots fired there, Carnite TKs versus the M1 carbine. Kuhwagen being pushed back here, but Rifleman did successfully defend the fuel point. Steel pass continuing onwards here. It could bother consider some mines around here. That would be sneaky. Very sneaky. We got takeover there for Nightcloud. Certainly with this timing, would very likely indicate the Battle Group headquarters, which is very much in the truck of choice for most Oberkommando West players. Mortar there arriving for Nazibbq. We got the Kuhwagen here versus the Rifleman. Shots fired across here. Rifleman taking manuals there from the Kugelwagen. Troops are reinforcing. We got the truck out here for Nightcloud. The cloud in the night. So there you go. Basically both players cutting off the other's fuel point here with some aggressive harassment. Quickly setting up positions in the house. The Sturmgewehrs ready to cut down any armies that might get a bit too close. Fultz moving up here, quick cutting off the path here. At least escape through the front of the church. Of course there's the rear. Kuhwagen there pulling back for repairs. Of course, the Sturmpan is all the way behind here. They can't do a match. In fact, he just continues to move onwards. Realising it's probably not a good idea to linger around too long around an American mortar. He just keeps the momentum going there. Versus Nazibbq and continues just to cause disruption and chaos in Nazibbq's lines. So over here, so getting off a good, I would say, Oberkommando West start. Again, trying not to get sort of bogged down in fighting, which is not what they're going. The Oberkommando West sort of favour just, being on the move, attacking, sort of shifting positions, and not just, trying to, outbleed the other bastard. So in this case, he's actually handling his Sturmpan quite well. Got a wipe there versus Nazibbq here, which is certainly also quite good there for him. Yeah, be sure so Americans. Yeah, a lot of bullets. Good one, Otto. Good one. There you go, mortar back on the job here. Captain Barways, that'll probably have stood fast enough for him. But again, the fuel harassment has, resulted in the slowdown air resources for him. So again, this has rather worked out, I think, quite nicely there for Nightcloud. Though again, he's also suffered fuel losses, so he can't, for example, use the same amount of time to just, rush ahead with something else. So basically, they prevent each other from trying to get a few lead. That's about it. Kuban can certainly do with some repairs. We've got the Sturm Pioneers on that one. Battle Group headquarters up there. Might want to consider an MD-34, the Maschinengewehr. There you go, big push. Americans swarming across the road. Right now, Nightcloud has managed to gain most of the map here from Nazibbq. We've got the Captain of the Sturm Pioneers. Volksman support, but the Sturm Pioneers taking heavy losses here from the Cap. Thompson and Rifle. There we go, almost got a wipe from the Volksman as well with the mortar. Huge losses here. Not quite staggering losses. There's, full wipes, but it's certainly quite volatile here for Nightcloud, who hasn't really done a lot of damage in this case versus Nazibbq. So all of a sudden, he's going to have a very, very weak frontline presence. I mean, he's going to have the Kugelwagen and a single Volksman squad now to hold the Essence, the Rifle, and the Captain, who certainly will a lot more firepower than those isolated units. This is kind of bad for him. And in fact, he suffered a full wipe. He has lost a full Volksman squad there. That is going to be hurtful now for Nightcloud. That is going to be hurtful. I mean, it wasn't a Sturm Pioneer squad, but still, that is going to hurt. That will definitely be a small victory there for Nazibbq and trying to make up for the loss of the Rifle squad he suffered. Now, if he can just push ahead fast enough, not get too bogged down, he should do well. We got Scavenge and Jaegers here. Basically, I think this is sort of a emergency response here from Nightcloud, using the Jaegers' infiltration ability to quickly react, as an alarm unit, basically to sort of issues at the front line. That way, ensuring, he's not going to be too fast pushed off, and that's what some players also use infiltration units. Actually, they're just sort of instant frontline presence. I, for example, use stormtroopers in the same way as the Wehrmacht occasionally, just so I've got something at the front line right then and there. So we can see the Jaegers fighting away there. Scoped rifles and not scoped rifles then getting here. The Captain taking some good hits in there. All right, 5 Reichsmark before it gets the Captain. All right. Ah, shite, we got everyone but the Captain. That's embarrassing. Rather than they're pushing forwards here, going for the, again, sort of big swing there, just a matter of a moment here between the two players. But of course, it does mean that Nazibbq now knows Nightcloud's doctrine. There's no doubt here, he's gone for scavenging, since that's pretty much the only doctrine that does offer Jaegers. Which, by the way, didn't actually fight on the Western Front 1944-45, they were pretty much on an Eastern Front. There were a couple of Gebirgsjäger units, one of which technically wasn't actually much of a Gebirgsjäger unit, which actually never fought in the mountains. That was an SS unit, in fact I believe it was the 6th SS Gebirgsjäger Division Nord, which didn't actually sort of fight in the mountains at all. It was sort of more like, ski Jäger, so opposed more close to an actual Jäger unit, but sort of did fight on the Western Front. Was part of Operation Nordwind alongside an actual Gebirgsjäger Division. I can't quite remember the number for that one. Sturm Pioneers will push back here by Reifman. Volksman's moving from the north with Sturmgewehrs. Got a steward out here as well now for Nazibbq. He's got a Kednev here to try and deal with that, but it's still going to be a bit of pressure here for Nightcloud as Nazibbq moves forward for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Got the steward there crashing ahead. Going straight for the mortar here, trying to silence Nazibbq's artillery support, but at the same time the steward could very quickly move up and cut off the retreat path. In this case, though, he's hunting down another prey, the Kugelwagen. And there goes Sturm Pioneers, might get the mortar, they won't be able to grab it or deny it. That looks like, close hit, but ultimately not quite pulled off. Kugelwagen there goes down here to the steward light tank. Quite a loss there for Nightcloud, who is then certainly a bit more short in things that actually help him control the map. He's got troops scurrying back towards the base. As Nazibbq's men charge forward, supported here soon by the steward. Back here though, reinforcement going on. Might want to consider an ambulance down the road. Then again, weapon racks right now would I think also be a really good investment for Nazibbq, and just heavy cavalry and laying down some mines. I mean, he's got a lot of munitions right now. That's probably one thing he's floating. Right here though, bit of mistake there. Charges in it, right in front of the Kednev there, and the Volksgrenadiers. Of course, it doesn't know the Kednev is there, but getting that close to the Volksgrenadier squad is not necessarily the acme of bright decisions. Oh, the way does manage to save the student. It was pretty close, so that was really close for Nazibbq. He could have been punished quite severely for that one. But in this case, though, he managed to pull it off. He's also, I think, brought up a 4th rifle squad, so he's quickly failing out the field. Then we got more Jaegers here. Jaegers ward him engaged by the steward and quickly sprinting away there. Remembering they do have sprint. In fact, most players never use the sprint on the Jaegers. Same thing with the Wehrmacht assault grenadiers. People rarely have ever used the sprint, despite it being pretty good. Here, though, healing reinforcement going on, troops setting out. Ambulance on the way there for Nazibbq. Got the captain on the fire there from the Jaegers. Did they get the captain this time around? Still no. Captain Jones. He who cannot be touched by the Nazis. Stop talking about yourself in third person, Captain Jones. Sorry, Major. Shooting there, Stuart being fixed up rapidly. Creation standing ready before moving on, and we got the Steel Pioneers now with the Panzer. You can see that Nightcloud in this case is doubling up on the anti-tank, which is definitely not a bad idea. Some players would just automatically, no matter what, just go for minesweepers, never considering that maybe they could do with an additional Panzer versus light vehicle threats. Up north here, oh, grenade assault, but they all go too far and the Jaegers are swiftly dispatched. Assault here quickly called off a bit there, mortar fires in support. Jaeger, Sturm Pioneers, forces their charging forwards, trying to swarm the American position in the centre. We've got the Stuart here, which could actually threat. Okay, we're trying to catch up with it. And again, we got a push on the mortar here. Rather than forced away from the centre. That might have been a mistake. I don't think he intended to retreat both of them. Either way, though, he did, and that did rather give Nightcloud here an opportunity to push through, and he gets a wipe there. He got the captain finally. The captain is dead. And the south there, Reactions are rashing, causing some havoc there behind Nightcloud's front line. Steel Pioneers occupying there we go, pushing back the Stuart with a well-placed rocket. Weapon racks on the way there for Nazibbq, and you, by the way, you can actually fire a Panzer from a house, though it does require you to clear out as much as possible, otherwise you'll be killed by the back blast. Bit of fun fact there. Same, by the way, applies to the Panzerfaust. You can fire from houses, but again, all windows need to be open, all doors need to be open, and all the interior needs to be cleared, otherwise the back blast will kill you. Little fun fact there. We've got Jaegers occupying him as the echelons. Rather than engaging the Rakettenwerfer, truck about this is probably a spare Panzer quarters for Nightcloud. Stuart, good to go again here for the 4th Infantry. They've got a big push here. Steel Pioneers firing from windows and wrecked walls. My God, Jürgen, there's too many of them. We'll have to fall back. 9. Ah, yeah, maybe. Actually, I think we fall back 2, yeah. There goes Swarm arriving, charging forwards here. The lack of machine guns isn't exactly, helping Nightcloud to dissuade Nazibbq, from, bunching up his men like that. An MD-34 in that regard would be quite helpful. And in the south here, someone's about to have a nasty encounter with a Stuart light tank. The Jaegers, they advance, though, nonetheless unperturbed here by the Stuart until they realise that, none of them actually brought a Panzerschreck. And all of a sudden, the mood changes. The Pioneers are going to need some reinforcements. Spare Panzer squads going up there. Jaegers are getting quite lucky there versus Stuart. Not really suffering any loss. They're suffering damage, but it really can't seem to get off a single hit there. That sort of kills anything. So Nightcloud getting a bit lucky with that one. Also got a doctoral choice there. Ultimately, nothing that I think leaves anyone surprised. It does go for heavy cavalry. Going for a pack out. In this case, upping the amount of artillery he can bring to bear versus Nightcloud. And the 1st SS Panzer Division Leibstandarte. Part of the 1st SS Panzer Corps. Quick incendiary grenade there, pushing back the riflemen. We've got more riflemen up, the reactions as well. Schwer Panzer quarters good to go, points have been grabbed as well. And of course, we've got more support here landing awfully close to the front guns. And we got Obersoldaten here for Nightcloud. Interesting, we'll see Jaegers and Obersoldaten at the same time. Most players who go for Jaegers never, for some, consider Obersoldaten ever. And another squad wiped here, quite a loss there for Nightcloud. Apparently wasn't quite aware there's something going on the flank. In this case, got punished pretty hard for it by Nazibbq. Nice setup there. Obersoldaten halfway done there for Nightcloud, and there he goes. Schwer Panzer quarters reveals his presence with heavy thatch there. So the 37mm flak opens up.
Are taking one of our points.
Good front and light machine gun there. That would certainly help the Obersoldaten out a bunch there versus all of Nazibbq's riflemen. going for a replacement captain battle. He could, try and take up, maybe go for some medium armor. But it seems like in this case, Nazibbq is basically planning for a Pershing rush. He has rather been caught up in the Führer syndrome. In the meanwhile, Nightcloud, though, I think couldn't have gone for a Panther. I wouldn't try and take up for a Panther. In this case, it's just going straight for the Ostwind Flak Panzer. One of 3 flak panzers based on the Panzer IV chassis, the first one being the Mobilwagen, which actually had either a 30mm gun here or a flak feeling mounted on it. Also important, very important to note, the sights of the turret have to be lower to be able to find ground targets. But that's one of the most first and also most produced of the Panzer IV variants. Got a wipe over the grenade assaults there. That's going to hurt Nazibbq a bit. Got the Ostwind moving up there with its 30mm flak, tearing into the armies, and there you go, small chance of wipe. Of course, it would help if you stop the flak panzer, so it actually is more accurate. Remember, the Ostwind takes a 50% decrease in accuracy when firing on the move, which means it's not frightfully accurate. They're going straight to the captain. Stuart there trying to get a sunset off, but all of the shots miss, allowing the Ostwind to get back pretty safely. But he did by timing, I think, for the pack out to get away. That was pretty close there for Nazibbq. That could have become part of Nightcloud's arsenal instead. Otherwise, the most commonly made flak panzer of the Germans was actually based on the Czechoslovakian Panzer 38T and was known as the Gepard. That only had, though, a 2cm flak cannon mounted on it. Overall, the chassis, though, was largely the same for some as the Marder and the Grille. So, little fun fact there. And more commonly, again, they just mount them on trucks, half-tracks, and, well, occasionally also cars. There's a little fun fact there. So they rather saw a lot of users that way, and that was also how they were commonly done with the most other armies. Mount them on trucks or half-tracks. As a rule of thumb, they didn't mount them very often in tanks, and those were sort of generally the rarer ones. Second Orbital Land squad here for Nightcloud. He is really sort of doubling down and punishing Nazibbq's infantry. Definitely not a bad idea. And there you go, rather than the fire from the flak panzer again. No, standing still. Even at range, it's a lot more accurate than just shooting on the move, even up close. That's actually a fun fact there. Big push for the centre here, taking damage. Nazibbq they're forced to call off their assault in the face of vicious German resistance. Goddamn Krauts, stop shooting. I don't think that's going to work, Sarge. There goes, something being pushed back here. Shots bouncing off the Stuart's armour here. Anti-tank gun isn't quite there into support. Got Sunrise nonetheless here. Pushes up here through the rear lines with Nightcloud's infantry and Tatami active for the mid-game analysis. In terms of damage, Nightcloud slightly hit kills, whilst actually pretty close for the slight lead there to Nightcloud. Value-wise, though, Nazibbq's ahead. Versus float-wise, Nazibbq needs to be careful in terms of points. Hill has been very much, back and forth. I mean, neither players have really been dominant for any longer period of time before they're getting punished for it, and so the game turned around. So in that regard, this game has been very swingy between these two players. Otherwise, I mean, there's not much to say in that regard. I mean, for Nightcloud, Mines here and they were doing pretty good, I think. And otherwise, I think you should try and aim for a Panther here. Some solid medium armor of the most modern kind. I think we're doing quite well versus any vehicles that Nazibbq might get, and we'll certainly also, in case he is aiming for the Pershing, which of course we can see he is, certainly I think give him the best chance of dealing with the Pershing. Booby traps from the orbital side I think would also be a good choice here and there, so that way make it a bit harder for Nazibbq to just rush the points. In fact, if he were to blob into a booby trap, that could cost him quite severely. So a few booby traps I think would be pretty good there for Nightcloud, and otherwise more flanking, more harassment, more what he's already doing. For Nazibbq, going for the Pershing, pretty risky. You should probably consider at least a fuel cache or something to support that, and after he's got the Pershing out, then quickly take up to sort of support of the regular armor. Rangers would also be a good choice, some more elite infantry that can quickly and more fast push through Nightcloud's lines, deal with isolating units. And you should definitely think, move the Stuart away from central support action into some sort of more flank action, operating on the wings of the map where there's sort of less intense fighting and sort of quickly overwhelm infantry units, grab points there. So let's return to the fight and see what actually happens here. Might push the shaker too far there. Stuart needs to stop though. Oh! Never mind. Chance to wipe here. Low health, low health. Low health. And he didn't make. But there you go, we got the Austrian. In this case, though, it might actually allow the Austrian to get behind the Stuart and actually knock it out. They're doing a lot of red armor damage. There we go. Panzer from the front. He could end up losing the Stuart. He might have gotten the Jaegers, but he's going to lose the light tank. So there's actually going to be a huge win there for Nightcloud, because that means there's less threatening him on the flanks for example. There's certainly no armor support now for Nazibbq's infantry. So in this regard, how on earth is it regard? It's terrible, but regard. It does give Nightcloud a lot more freedom of movement now versus Nazibbq. That is definitely a loss there for Nazibbq versus Nightcloud there, who still got the Ostwind. Bit too far here with the forces. Could see a wipe there, could see a wipe. I mean, if he loses too much infantry too fast, it's not going to matter if he got the Stuart then, because it's not going to have anything to exploit the loss of the Stuart then. Also might want to get the anti-tank close to the front line, so it actually has a chance of dealing with the Austrian flak panzer as it goes on the hunt. Also be careful about placing the anti-tank guns too far away. I mean, they're generally not very good as reactive weapons in that sense. You know, sort of try and plan ahead, trying to figure out where opponent might likely to attack from, and then set up the anti-tank into those zones. I mean, just trying them to react when things go bad tends to be not the most efficient use of the anti-tank guns. So yeah, this anti-tank gun hasn't really done a lot there for Nazibbq, again due to not the most efficient use. And we can see that the Nightcloud is swiftly gobbling up most of the map there in service of the Third Reich. A few booby traps in there, I think doing good. Men marching forward, supported here by anti-tank and support their veterancy too. More talking about there, we got the pack cards up as well. Big push yet. Straight into the Ostwind though. And you've heard further would still be an excellent choice here for Nightcloud. But there you go. Big heavy push there. Orbs are nearby. Anti-tank gets in the Ostwind. A lot of bazookas as well here, doing a lot of damage to the Ostwind, taking down to half health pretty quickly. Orbs are might consider not a booby trap, but a bomb grenade. Again, having plastered in fire. And there you go. We got the Geballte Ladung here. A series of warheads from grenades strapped around one steel hand grenade. Almost got the captain there, also very close to Veteran 2, which definitely benefits it. High rate of fire. And we got the other Orbison squad here, safely sound behind some wreckage of the Stuart. But he decides to leave the cover, and that is turning out to be a pretty harrowing experience for the Obersoldaten as they run straight into a large force there from Nazibbq. Healing reinforcement going, need to get the Austrian fixed up as quickly as possible. We got a Panther on the way here as well for Nightcloud. Good work again. In that regard, Nazibbq is becoming a bit too predictable. Then again, it also just makes sense, you know. He's got decent leads. I mean, he could easily go for the Panzer IV, but again, he's probably at this point expecting the Pershing, in which case the Panther is much more suited for dealing with the Pershing than the Panzer IV. Plus, he's got plenty of Obersoldaten, so in that regard, he's not going to suffer too much from the Panther itself not being super great versus infantry compared to the Panzer IV, which is certainly better. But on the other hand, again, the Obersoldaten more than make up for it, in particular well supported by the Jaegers. So I mean, a Panther well supported with the infantry won't be having too much issues compared to the Panzer IV Obersoldaten combo, which will struggle versus a Pershing, which is then of course also well supported. So I think that's a good force composition there from Nightcloud. And there we go, we got the Pershing out here for Nazibbq and the 4th Infantry. Charging ahead there for the main roads. Pack out to fire. We got the Orbison moving up, they're close to Veteran 2. And at the same time, then we got the Panther out here for Nightcloud and the 1st SS swiftly moving ahead there in Dunkelgelb, which, as a fun fact, is actually the wrong colour they were using here for 1944-45. That is late. At that point of the war, they'd actually switched away from Dunkelgelb to Dunkelgrün or dark green. Of course, I can understand why, so of course that might, make it a bit too confusing since, the Western Allies also use dark green. Hell, the Russians use dark green. So obviously this would have went to another colour, but technically it should have been green, not Dunkelgelb or dark yellow. Little fun fact there.
We're losing a capture point.
Got the Panther moving hit there, Pintle Mount machine gun added as well.
Armor ready.
Nightcloud though is a bit short on infantry, though again it is more elite infantry. His infantry can overall single-handedly do a lot more damage. But there you go, anti-tank gun setting up, Pershing, Osman, all of them fighting in the centre here. Anti-tank gun bounces off the Panther's frontal armour. We got the Pershing, the Osman, got a 2 called in here as well. Doing a lot of damage here to the Osman, down to half health, anti-tank gun firing. Artillery soon to rain down here. We got bazookas there firing into the rear of the Panther, taking down to half health, charging forwards. Artillery raining down here. Chaos, havoc, and pandemonium explodes. Osman almost down here. There we go, bazooka knocks out the Osman, costing Nightcloud his Vetchi 2 flak panzer. Panther barely operable, and well, his opponent's got a lot more infantry than he does, though again, they are Obersoldaten. If we were to push it with the Pershing now, at least keeping half support. Oh, there we go, wipes half the Obersoldaten squad. He could definitely do a lot of damage there to Nightcloud. If he keeps up the momentum and the speed here. And there we go, wipes the entire Obersoldaten squad. Nightcloud has barely got any troops left. A staggering blow. His ears ringing as he saw his men blown to bits before him. The impact simply so tremendous. He's going to need that Panther repaired pretty schnell. There are the pioneers, Otto. I don't like this. So that was a brutal engagement here between the two, which ultimately didn't work out too well for Nightcloud. He was able to protect his territory in a sense, but he lost so much in it. I mean, in theory, Nazibbq could quickly just bounce back on the map here, whereas Nightcloud's going to struggle to rush back to deal with that. Though so far, he's not quite rushing out there. He's not bouncing up to grab as much as he can of the map. And that's actually, I think, working out there for Nightcloud a bit. We got Jaegers in the south there, Pershing moving in. Panther almost good to go here. Cap retreating. Pershing, by the way, has not been repaired. There you go, troops moving ahead. Cancelled the Obersoldaten, by the way. He cancelled them. Panther moving away here, but there you go. We got the Panther there rushing down. Ambushes the Pershing, taking it quite a bit of damage down there. And he's quickly... Oh, he's not moving. He's not moving. He's allowing, in this case, the Panther quickly behind the Pershing, getting in an extra hit. Then he does again try to move out there. He's exposing the rear armor. In this case, though, he also exposes the rear armor of the Panther to the Pershing. But in this case, he's already got a lot of damage in there. And now the main gun of the Pershing is down. He's trying to get away here through the high roads, but can he get away in time? He's trying to turn around the corner here. Not enough support nearby. He's trying to pull towards the anti-tank, and it's too late. The Panther hunts down the Pershing and knocks it out.
We just lost a heavy tank.
And that's why you always keep your tank supported with infantry, in part just so you don't get surprised like that, but you at least got something there to, maybe keep things a bit covered. So right here, he got punished for extending his Pershing without sufficient support. He should just focus on the other half of the map here where the rest of his forces were. So in this case, Nightcloud saw an opportunity, he took it, and he absolutely wrecked that Pershing. And I'm sure there'll be someone complaining in the comments and the Panther's OP, it's got nothing to do with the fact, again, he just rushed in his Pershing with no support and exposed the rear armor consistently to the Panther, allowing the Panther to easily penetrate it time and time again. Got the rear coming up their bazookas, so second flak panzer here for Nightcloud instead of the Obersoldaten. He could of course also just go for more Obersoldaten and then a Panther more, instead of an Ostwind. Wetschen die 2 Obersoldaten, wetschen die 3 Jägers. There's some mean customs. Got the Ostwind being moved up to deal with the rifle there by the northern victory point. Obersoldaten pretty low in health here. Noting a second anti-tank volley here for Nazibbq, clearly worried about the Panther. And now taking the armoured threat from the Germans a lot more seriously than he did previously. Also deals with the harassers there. Sturm Pioneers looks to be winning out there. They've actually, in fact, they could throw a concussive grenade to just further gain an advantage over the captain. In fact, they're also very quickly closing in on Wetschen die 4. Bazooka dropped, and they secure it. I suspect that's mostly just a night to Nazibbq rather than anything it's going to help his Sturm Pioneers. So what will Nightcloud aim for next? There he goes, going for a Panzer IV now. So he's going for certainly a bit of an armoured force, and I think Nazibbq, because again he went straight for the Pershing, hasn't really got any other options now trying to stay up for another Pershing. So again, that's a bit the problem. You just sort of get the fear syndrome. You end up sort of strategically leaving yourself a bit pigeonholed afterwards once things begins going sour. That's basically the danger of them. So in this regard, Nightcloud now has rather got the upper hand. Because again, Nazibbq again had gone straight for the Pershing, while initially did well. Ultimately, he threw it away, and now doesn't have anything to leave up there for the gap. Whereas again, Nightcloud, thanks to intact, has got more options, you know, just further strengthening up, but also, you know, responding to losses better, more efficiently. Panther must got veteran 1 here for the Panther. Anti-tank guns blasting away there. Barraging it, and there goes. Some shots penetrate, others bounce. Hack counter-flank supports when we got the Panzer IV out here for Nightcloud. Panzer IV Model J.
Consolidate our forces. We're left with 50 points.
50 points left here. Still no ranges. I mean, overall, again, he's just used the Pershing ability of his doctor. He hasn't used mines, no smoke, no ranges, and certainly no combined arms. Compare that with Puka, and we can sort of see there's a bit of difference between the two players in how they utilize their doctrines. Bit of a difference. There we go, penetrating hit there from the anti-tank on the Panzer IV. Southern victory point recorded by Rifleman. More Jaegers out here, quickly infiltrating right behind the Rifleman and opening up there from the safety of the house. And the Americans are very quick to break into retreat there. Which is interesting, considering how low he is on victory points. You'd think, you know, just try and desperately stick it out there, but he doesn't. Certainly this is also where grenades could have helped. At the very least, he could just, you know, fire a smoke grenade at the house, preventing the Jaegers from doing anything. Got the Osman setting out again. We've got an artillery strike called in, probably around the anti-tank guns. Yes, indeed. Osman rolling ahead, they're taking hits from the anti-tank guns. 1 veteran 2, 1 veteran 1. Panther moving in here, Panzer IV back for repairs. No supporting infantry though for the armour as it advances. There we go, sent running. Anti-tank guns falling back again, expecting the assault to come from there. In this case, it does very much. Panther rolled straight into the two anti-tank guns. Shot bounces. Both shots bounce, in fact. Second shot penetrates. Interesting enough, he could have popped armor piercing around just to increase the penetration. Overall, just ensuring they would probably penetrate most of the shots there. The Bazooka shots failed to penetrate the front line of the Panzer IV here. Not grabbing the northern victory point. More pressure in the centre. The Panzer IV taking 8 damage from the bazookas and the tank guns. Also turning, but actually leaves the exposed. Osprey Panther they can strike against them. In fact, he's got enough munitions to call in another artillery strike on the anti-tank position here by Nazibbq. And there we go. We've got the Osprey rolling in. Does he call it in? Does he call it in? Yes, indeed. Artillery called in on the anti-tank guns again. Panther's waiting for the repairs to be done. Osprey grabbing the northern point. Jaeger's veteran 4, by the way. They're taking loss here, though, to the Rifleman. Just keeps running about here with the Osman. As the artillery rains down all over the place. Damaging the Osman. They're going to tank gun down. Completely wrecked, in fact. Anti-tank there almost being wiped here by the Osman Flak Panzer. Panther moving up. Not moving the Osman though. Oh! Damaged engine to guard the anti-tank and crew dead. More moving up the crew. Taking direct hit from the anti-tank, and he's not moving, I don't think he cares anymore. And there you go, the Osman's main gun destroyed. It is pretty much lost. He's almost got the anti-tank in there with the Panther's machine guns, and not fast enough though. Panther follows up and murders the remaining machine gun or anti-tank gun crew here, but the Osman is lost no matter how you look at it. Right for the next target here with the Panther's Wrath, but overall Nazibbq is not looking good. He could go for another Pershing, but at this point he's barely got any victory points left. Jaeger's aiming for the centre victory point there.
They have 25 points remaining. Victory is at hand.
Victory is at hand. Jaeger's almost got the point there. He could also lay down booby traps with the Jaeger's volley, not just the Obersoldaten. Even fewer people actually use the Jaeger's booby trap ability, which is basically the same as the Obersoldaten, and lastly, it's actually pretty good.
Combat unit ready for action.
Pershing number 2 here from Nazibbq. By this point, it is very much too late. He's got 14 points left. 3 victory points under control of Nightcloud, which means it's going to take a matter of seconds. 9 points left. 6. 3 and GG, game over. A loss here for America and the 4th Infantry. The 1st SS Panzer Division was able to break through the American lines and move towards the Meuse. So there you go. A good lesson again in why you have to care about just relying on your call-ins, in particular the heavy tank call-ins. Always try to make sure you got some medium tank tech in before that. This allows you to more room in choices, and of course allows you to quickly back up with more armor, or at least to plug in some tanks if you lose your heavy big tank. Compared to the Nightcloud, rather focus on getting out a Panther when needed, that's getting in ahead, and also just dealing with a person, because Nazibbq not only just take ages to get it, then sort of rather misused it. Again, not properly supporting it. So that's rather some issues there for Nazibbq. Again, to an extent, played well, but there was definitely not very strong play with the Doctrine. Again, no mines, for example, no use of the abilities, no ranges. Could at least also benefit maybe from grenades. So there's definitely some room there for Nazibbq compared to Nightcloud, who I think did well. Harassment, active movement, not just digging in. Could have benefited from MG34s, but overall, I'd say nice play there by Nightcloud. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a reply and find some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Ding. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.